$40 million sounds like a lot of money because it is. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down a Shopify store here with my cat Nala, who is being very cute right now. A Shopify store that raised $40 million recently, this year actually, in 2023. And we're going to just see what the hype is all about, why they were able to raise money, and hopefully we'll be able to take away a lot of inspiration for our own e-commerce brands and ventures. So without further ado, let's look at the store. It's called Makeup by Mario. You may have heard of it before, maybe not. I've never heard of it before, but I was doing some deep research and found that recently this brand has raised $40 million from two different investors, which is very interesting to me. This is definitely the type of stuff that I've been looking into lately, and I've just been trying to learn more about the venture capital world and things of that nature. But right off the bat, there's a few things that we need to talk about. So let me show you their landing page. I mean, obviously, as you see, the branding of the website is incredibly clean. It's so congruent with the product images, and I absolutely love it. Actually, now that I see this, I do know this guy. This guy is like a very famous makeup artist. It's very interesting to see that he's raising money for his actual business. So the first thing that I really want to show you is the landing page design here, because I have a Discord server that you guys may know about. It's always linked in the description of my videos. And it's a very active community. You'll catch me in there all the time, providing value and just engaging with the community. It's a really fun time, especially if you're a Shopify entrepreneur. But I do get a lot of people sharing their stores and things of that nature. And I see a lot of big mistakes that people made that are easily solvable through just simply watching these videos that I make. So some people are like, oh, these videos are not very valuable for me, but I think it's because you're not looking at it through the right lens. Value is obviously subjective. Everyone's at a different stage in their journey. But one thing that I can tell you right away is that most of the stores that beginners make don't look like this, right? Even though you could make a store like this quite easily. You may think it's more difficult than it is, but really what it's all about is finding a congruent font. So using just one font. You shouldn't use a ton of different fonts. A lot of people do that. Make sure it's clean. Make sure you have some tabs like this, just descriptions, how-to, ingredients, for example, for a product like this, or showing what actually comes with your product, for example. Some reviews, obviously, that's very essential. A little explanation just above the fold. So let's actually look at this in mobile view, because that's another thing people don't often realize is that mobile view is much more important. Most people actually shop on their phones. Surprisingly, I never shop on my phone, but most people do. So it's one of those things that you wouldn't really think about. And as you see, they have some context here, a little bit of text that they have above the fold so that people can just easily add to cart without having to scroll too far. That is a huge conversion optimization tip. And I'm sure that by raising 40 million here, this brand has probably done a lot of conversion rate optimization. So we can trust that they've spent millions and millions making sure that this is high converting. And that's really a big reason why I love doing these videos, because I look at this and I'm like, man, I want to create a Shopify store like this now, right? So at least to me, it gives me a ton of inspiration. And by the way, I do want to drop a little bit of a teaser. We are working on a dropshipping brand challenge as we speak. You guys have been asking for this for a long time, but it's just taken me a while. I've been working a lot on my agency Akemi, building my team, and providing just incredible quality services for our clients. So I haven't actually had too much time to create a new dropshipping store. And honestly, it felt kind of like a waste of time. But now I'm at a point where we've built up the team better. We have some interns that can actually help with the project, and I'll be able to drop some really cool videos around this challenge. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if this is your first time watching this video. I've done many brand building challenges in the past. In fact, that's actually how I started my channel. That's what blew me up at the very beginning. If some of you remember the Trend Cove series, that was like 4 years ago, but that's really what blew up my channel. Now, this is something I want to show you just for those of you that have perhaps limiting beliefs or things that are stopping you from actually starting your business. Look at the reviews here. So you would think that for a brand that's raised $40 million, they would have all their systems on lock. But this review came 24 days ago, and this one came 19 days ago, and they're not good. This one is a 1-star review. This one is a 3-star review. So I'm not showing you this to excuse, selling bad quality products. I think one of the most foundational pieces of product research criteria is for your products to actually be good. If your products are not good, it's just not worth selling it, right? You're not going to make more than like 10K. And ultimately, if you're going to build a business, you should want to make it a income generating asset. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're selling complete trash products. Now, I'm not saying these are trash products. Obviously, they're not. But it just goes to show that people make mistakes, even at the highest level of the game. People are making mistakes and, having to fix issues like this, like bad quality products. So they sent out the wrong products clearly. And, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. As long as you fix it and keep learning, that's great. So even a company that's raised $40 million, that's ran by a massive influencer, still has these issues. So, these are kind of those things that you just fix along the way. I think if you try to have everything perfect right off the bat, it's just going to take you months and months to launch your business, and it might even flop. So it's just not worth it to go through all that effort and then launch. It's much better to launch a minimum viable product and then iterate through the process. And just briefly, I want to also show you that, let's say you did want to start a beauty brand. I know that some people are very into that space. You could go on Alibaba.com and start messaging some suppliers to see if they have some unique products that you could use. I've never seen this before, for example. It's kind of a new variation of this little jade roller. And this is actually a US product. I think it's a Chinese manufacturer, but they have a US division because I filtered this by US manufacturers, or at least US suppliers. And interestingly enough, there's so many different US suppliers. So for example, this person right here, this is a collagen cream that is by a US supplier. It's only $2 for these things. So super powerful, right? I mean, these are things that people are not thinking about. For example, here are some supplements for aging and scar repair. It's these gummies. I mean, I probably wouldn't sell this. Food is definitely a little bit tricky, but they have amazing results, and it is a US based supplier. So again, this one has a huge minimum order quantity though, so probably not realistic for the majority of beginners. And if I was to order in bulk like this, I would just start with one sample, testing it out as some sort of pre-order model, and then order in bulk. But just wanted to show you this real quick. I wanted to give you some inspiration. And guys, if you're wondering, why am I not getting sales? Why is my business not getting a high conversion rate? It's probably because you're not taking into consideration your store design and your brand identity, which are things that I cover in almost every video. So if you're just watching these videos mindlessly, that's fine. I appreciate your presence, but I do think you should try to take away some of these things and apply them to your business in terms of the brand design. So for example, having the same header font on your product title as your logo, that just looks so good and congruent. And it's just one of those things that people don't often think about. So that's really about it. I don't want this video to get too long. I've been rambling a lot, but hopefully it was valuable. But that's about it. See you in the next video. Peace.